Hello, and welcome back to Speak English Daily.
Hi everyone, we are very happy to see you here today.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Speak English Daily. We're so happy you're here because today we're talking about something that happens to almost everyone. At some point, you've looked at the time, felt your heart beat a little faster, and realized you weren't going to arrive when you promised. Maybe it was work, maybe school, maybe meeting a friend for coffee. Being late isn't fun, but talking about it in English doesn't have to be difficult.
I already feel like this episode is about me. I don't try to be late, but somehow it happens. One little delay turns into another, and suddenly I'm checking my phone because someone is probably wondering where I am.
That's a very common experience. The good news is that native speakers usually use short, simple expressions. You don't need long explanations. Sometimes one sentence is enough if you choose the right one.
Like saying, I'm late?
Yes, that's the most basic expression. Imagine you're opening the office door 10 minutes after everyone else. You smile and say, "Sorry I'm late." It's simple, polite, and natural.
I used to say, I am very delayed.
People will understand you, but it doesn't sound natural in everyday conversation. Most people simply say, "I'm late."
That already sounds easier. But I hear another expression all the time. People say, I'm running late. Is that the same thing?
They're similar, but there's a small difference. If you say, "I'm late," you're already behind schedule. If you say, "I'm running late," you're usually still on your way. You're letting someone know before you arrive.
So if I'm still in my car, I should text, I'm running a little late. I'll be there soon.
That's right. Imagine you're driving to meet a friend. Traffic suddenly slows down and the cars stop moving. You send a quick message, "I'm running a little late. I'll be there soon."
That feels much friendlier than saying nothing.
It does. People usually appreciate a quick update because they know what's happening instead of wondering where you are.
I once forgot to send that message. My friend thought I had forgotten our lunch completely.
What really happened?
I left home on time, but then I couldn't find my keys. I looked on the kitchen table, under the sofa, inside my jacket pockets, and even in the refrigerator.
The refrigerator?
Don't ask. I was making breakfast before leaving, and somehow my keys ended up beside the milk.
That's a story you'll probably never forget.
Neither will my friend. By the time I finally found my keys, I had already missed my bus.
That's another useful situation. You can say, "I missed the bus." It's short, clear, and everyone understands what happened.
Then the next bus arrived late and traffic was heavy too. It felt like the whole city wanted me to be late.
Some mornings really feel that way. Here's another natural sentence. "I'm on my way."
Can I say that before I leave my house?
Be careful with that one. Native speakers usually say, "I'm on my way," after they've actually started going. If you're still looking for your wallet, you're not really on your way yet.
So if I'm standing in my bedroom searching for my phone, I shouldn't text, I'm on my way.
Not unless you're walking while searching. It's better to wait until you've left the house. Then your message matches the situation.
That's helpful because I used to send that message too early.
Imagine another everyday scene. You're ready to leave, but suddenly you can't find your wallet. You check your backpack twice, your coat pockets, and even yesterday's shopping bag. 5 minutes disappear before you finally find it on the dining table.
That sounds painfully familiar.
When your friend calls, you can simply say, "Sorry, I'm running late. I couldn't find my wallet."
Short, honest, and easy to remember.
That's the secret. Everyday English doesn't have to be complicated. Small sentences often sound the most natural.
I'm already thinking about tomorrow morning. If I can't find my keys again, miss the bus, or get stuck in traffic, at least I'll know what to say in English, and hopefully I'll remember to send the message before my friend starts worrying.
And remembering to send that message makes a bigger difference than many people realize. Most people don't get upset because you're a few minutes late. They get worried when they don't know what's happening. A short, honest explanation usually solves the problem.
That's interesting because I used to think I needed a perfect excuse. If my reason sounded too simple, I felt embarrassed.
A lot of English learners think that way, but native speakers often keep things very simple. Imagine you're walking into work 10 minutes late. You don't need a long story. You can simply say, "I'm sorry I'm late. Traffic was terrible this morning."
So I don't need to explain every traffic light, every car, and every turn I took?
Please don't. Your coworkers probably don't need a 10-minute documentary before they start the meeting.
That's good news for everyone in the office.
Here's another common situation. You're meeting a friend for lunch, but the bus arrives late and you miss your connection. You could say, "I'm so sorry, I missed my bus, so I'll be there in about 10 minutes.
I notice you said, "I missed my bus," not "the bus left me."
Good observation. "I missed my bus" is the natural expression. It tells people what happened without making it sound dramatic.
Sometimes I hear people say, "I got stuck in traffic." Is that different from saying, "Traffic was terrible"?
Both are natural. "Traffic was terrible" describes the situation. "I got stuck in traffic" explains what happened to you personally. You can even use them together. "Sorry I'm late. I got stuck in traffic because there was an accident."
That sounds much smoother than trying to invent a complicated explanation.
Honesty usually sounds smoother. Let's imagine another situation. You're joining an online meeting from home. You click the meeting link, but your computer needs an update, your internet slows down, and everyone else is already waiting.
That would make me nervous.
Many people would simply say, "Sorry I'm late, my computer was updating." Short, polite, and believable.
I think I used to apologize too many times. I would say, "I'm very, very, very sorry."
One sincere apology is enough. If you repeat it again and again, the conversation can become uncomfortable. Apologize once, explain briefly, and then move forward.
That's a useful habit not only for English, but for real life.
Here's another everyday reason people often use. "My alarm didn't go off."
I definitely have said that before.
Hopefully not too often.
Only enough times that my friends stopped believing me.
Then it might be time to buy another alarm clock.
Or maybe two.
Imagine you're late for an early doctor's appointment. You arrive a few minutes after your scheduled time and say, "I'm sorry I'm late. My alarm didn't go off this morning."
That sounds polite and honest.
It does. Now compare that with something like, "Everything went wrong, my morning was a disaster, and the universe was against me." Which sounds calmer?
The first one. The second one sounds like I'm trying to win an award for bad luck.
That's why simple English often sounds more confident. What about this sentence? "I completely lost track of time."
That's another excellent expression. It means you didn't notice how much time had passed. Maybe you were reading, studying, or talking with someone.
I did that last weekend. I started cleaning one room, found an old photo album, sat down to look at it, and suddenly an hour had disappeared.
That's a perfect example. If you were meeting a friend, you could say, "I'm so sorry, I completely lost track of time."
I like that because it feels honest without sounding like an excuse. That's an important difference. An explanation helps people understand. An excuse tries to avoid responsibility.
So instead of saying, "It's not my fault," it's often better to accept the situation and explain it clearly.
Right. Listen to these examples. "I'm sorry I'm late because I missed my train." "I'm running a little late because traffic was terrible." "I got stuck behind a road accident." "I completely lost track of time while finishing some work."
They all sound calm and respectful.
Before we continue, we'd love to hear from you. What usually makes you late? Is it traffic, oversleeping, losing your keys, or something completely different? Tell us in the comments because we'd love to read your answers.
And who knows, maybe your story will make the rest of us feel a little better the next time we're checking the clock and hoping we can still arrive with a smile.
I like that attitude because everyone has a story, and sometimes those stories remind us that being a little late is part of being human. The important thing is knowing what to say after you arrive. That's where many English learners feel nervous.
I used to think saying, "Sorry I'm late" was enough every single time, but then I noticed native speakers often say a little more.
That's true, especially if someone has been waiting for you. Your words can make the other person feel respected. Let's imagine you're meeting a friend at a coffee shop. Your friend has already ordered a drink and is sitting by the window.
I walk in, smile, and say, "Sorry I'm late."
Good start. Then you can add, "Sorry to keep you waiting."
That sounds warmer.
It does. Your friend might smile and reply, "No worries, I just got here a few minutes ago."
Even if they've been there for 10 minutes?
Sometimes people say that to make you feel more comfortable. They're choosing kindness instead of making the situation awkward.
I like that. It makes the conversation move forward instead of staying focused on the mistake.
Then you can reply with something like, "Thanks for waiting. I really appreciate it."
That feels more personal than saying thank you.
It shows that you noticed their patience. Now let's hear the whole conversation.
Sorry to keep you waiting.
No worries. I had a nice cup of coffee while I waited.
Thanks for waiting. I really appreciate it.
I'm happy you're here now. Let's catch up.
That sounds like a real conversation people could use today.
Let's try another situation. Imagine you're meeting your family for dinner. Everyone is already sitting at the table when you arrive.
I know that feeling. Everyone turns to look at you the moment you open the door.
And suddenly you wish you could disappear.
For about 5 seconds.
You could say, "I'm so sorry to keep everyone waiting."
Then maybe my dad says, "It happens. Sit down before the food gets cold."
That's a wonderful response because "it happens" tells someone that mistakes are normal. It helps remove some of the tension.
I think hearing those 2 words can make you relax immediately.
Then you might answer, "Thanks for waiting for me."
Simple, respectful, and easy to remember.
Now let's visit a restaurant. Imagine you've invited a friend for dinner. They arrived on time, but you were delayed. You finally reached the table.
Sorry to keep you waiting.
Glad you made it.
Thanks. I really appreciate your patience.
Don't worry, I was enjoying the music and looking at the menu.
That's another conversation I can imagine hearing in real life.
Notice something interesting. Nobody spends 5 minutes talking about why you were late. They accept the apology, welcome you, and continue enjoying the evening.
That's a good reminder. Sometimes we think we need to defend ourselves, but maybe we just need to be polite.
Well said. Let's move to the workplace. Imagine your team has already started a meeting. You quietly enter the room.
This one always makes me feel uncomfortable.
You can keep it calm. Listen to this conversation.
Sorry to keep everyone waiting.
Glad you made it. We're just reviewing today's schedule.
Thanks for waiting. I really appreciate your patience.
No problem. Let's get started.
I notice nobody is speaking dramatically.
Because most professional conversations stay calm. A sincere apology followed by appreciation is usually enough.
I have another question. If someone says, "No worries," should I keep apologizing?
Usually no. If they've accepted your apology, accept their kindness. Smile, thank them, and continue the conversation.
So I shouldn't say, "I'm sorry" 5 more times.
Not unless you want the meeting to become more uncomfortable than it already is.
That's a lesson I'll remember.
One final conversation before we finish. Imagine you're meeting a close friend for a walk in the park.
Sorry to keep you waiting.
No worries. I spent the time watching people play with their dogs.
Thanks for waiting.
Of course. I'm just glad you made it.
Those little conversations feel natural because they're kind, respectful, and easy to use. I can already imagine myself saying them the next time someone is waiting for me.
One thing I've noticed is that good communication doesn't start when you arrive. It often starts while you're still trying to get there. A quick message at the right moment can save everyone from wondering what's happening.
That's true. I used to stay quiet because I thought I'd arrive soon, and then 5 minutes became 15.
We've all been there. Native speakers often send short updates instead of waiting until the end. Imagine you're driving to meet a friend, but traffic suddenly stops because of road construction. You don't wait until you arrive. You send a message right away.
Something like, "I'm almost there."
If you're really close, yes, "I'm almost there" tells someone you're only a short distance away. But if you're still 20 minutes away, it's better to be honest.
So I shouldn't say, "I'm almost there" while I'm still across the city.
That's a good habit. Honest updates build trust. If you're still far away, you might say, "I'm running a little behind. I'll be there in about 20 minutes."
That sounds much better than making someone expect me every 30 seconds.
Let's imagine a quick phone call.
"Hey, where are you?"
"I'm almost there. I just turned onto your street."
"Great, I'll wait outside."
See how simple that is? No long explanation, just useful information.
I like these short conversations because they're easy to remember.
Now imagine another situation. You're leaving work later than expected, and your friend is already waiting at the movie theater.
I should probably call instead of sending 10 tiny messages.
That's a great idea. Listen to this.
"Hi, I'm just leaving now.
"Thanks for letting me know. How long do you think you'll be?"
I'll be there in 5 minutes if I catch the next light."
Perfect. You gave your friend a clear update.
I notice "I'm just leaving now" sounds much more believable than saying "I'm on my way" while I'm still putting on my shoes.
That's a small difference that makes your English sound more natural. What if I'm taking a taxi?
That's another common situation. Imagine your taxi suddenly stops because another driver is blocking the road.
That happens more often than I'd like. You could send a text like this.
"The taxi isn't moving right now. I'll text you when I arrive."
I like that sentence because it promises another update.
Right, you're telling the other person they won't have to keep guessing.
Let's make that into a short conversation.
Sounds good.
"Hi, I'm sorry, the taxi is moving very slowly.
No problem, just keep me updated.
I'll text you when I arrive."
Great, I'll stay near the entrance.
That feels very natural. Now imagine you're driving yourself. You finally reach your destination, but every parking space is full.
I think parking can sometimes take longer than the drive.
Very true. Instead of disappearing without saying anything, you can send a quick message.
"I'm here, but I'm looking for parking."
Nice. Then maybe add, "Can you wait a little longer?"
That's polite because I'm asking instead of expecting.
Let's hear the whole exchange.
"I'm here, but I can't find a parking space yet. Can you wait a little longer?"
Of course, take your time. I'll stay by the front door.
"Thanks. I think I found one."
Excellent. Clear, friendly, and realistic.
What about buses and trains? Public transportation isn't always on time.
That's another everyday situation. Imagine you're standing on the platform and the announcement says your train will be delayed.
I would text my friend immediately.
What would you write?
"My train has been delayed. I'll be there as soon as I can."
Very good. You could also say, "I'll let you know when I get there."
That sounds reassuring.
Here's one final situation. You're driving, but the police have closed the road because of an accident.
So I need to take a different route.
Right. A quick call might sound like this.
"Hi, there's an unexpected road closure. I'll need a few more minutes."
Thanks for calling. Drive safely.
"I will. I'll text you when I arrive."
Notice how every update is calm, honest, and useful. People usually don't expect perfection. They simply appreciate knowing what's happening.
And I've learned that even a short message can make someone feel respected because they know you haven't forgotten about them and you're still doing your best to get there.
After talking about all these everyday situations, I think there's one more step. It's not only about arriving late, it's about sounding relaxed and confident when you finally arrive. Native speakers often use simple expressions that make the conversation feel natural instead of awkward.
That's something I really wanted to learn because I sometimes know the words, but I still sound nervous.
Let's change that. Imagine you're walking into a job interview. You're only a minute late because the building was difficult to find.
My heart would already be racing.
Mine probably would too. You walk in, smile politely, and say, "Good morning. I'm so sorry I'm late. I didn't expect traffic to be this bad."
That sounds honest without making it dramatic.
Then the interviewer might reply, "That's okay. Please have a seat."
I like that because the conversation moves forward quickly.
Here's another useful expression. Imagine you're meeting a friend outside a movie theater. The lights haven't gone down yet, and you arrive just before the film begins.
I could say, I made it just in time.
Perfect. That expression means you arrived at the last possible moment, but you still weren't too late.
I can imagine my friend laughing and saying, "You always make it exciting."
Then you both walk in together instead of spending 5 minutes talking about the delay.
I have another expression I've heard. I barely made it.
That's a great one. It means something was very close to not happening. Maybe you caught the last train, reached the airport before the gate closed, or got into class just before the teacher started speaking.
So if I run through the airport and reach my gate while everyone is already boarding, I can smile and say, "I barely made it."
That's a perfect situation for that expression.
I hope I'm carrying a small bag because running with a heavy suitcase isn't much fun.
Very true. Now let's imagine you're flying to visit your family. Security takes longer than expected, and you're worried you'll miss your flight.
I finally arrive at the gate, take a deep breath and say, "I barely made it."
The airline employee might smile and say, "You're here now. That's what matters."
I think hearing those words would help anyone relax.
Here's another useful expression that sounds very natural. I was cutting it close.
What does that mean?
It means you almost ran out of time. You finished something at the very last moment.
So if my gym class starts at 6 o'clock and I walk through the door at 5:59, I can say, "I was cutting it close today."
That's a wonderful example.
My fitness coach would probably laugh because they know I'm usually early.
Imagine you're meeting your coworkers for lunch after a busy morning. You arrive with 1 minute to spare before everyone orders.
I could say, "Sorry everyone, I was cutting it close."
Then someone might answer, "You made it, and that's what counts."
I like these expressions because they sound friendly instead of formal.
Here's one more that people have used for many years. Better late than never.
I've heard that one before.
People often say it when someone finally arrives after a delay. Imagine you're walking into a birthday party after everyone has started eating.
I walk over with a smile and say, "Sorry I'm late."
Your friend laughs and says, "Better late than never."
Then I'd probably reply, "Thanks for waiting for me."
That's a thoughtful response because it shows appreciation instead of focusing only on the apology.
I think that's one of the biggest lessons today. Good conversations aren't only about saying sorry, they're also about thanking people for their patience.
That's beautifully said. Before we finish, let's imagine one final conversation that brings everything together.
"Hi everyone, sorry I'm late."
Glad you made it.
"I didn't expect traffic to be this bad, but I made it just in time."
No problem. Thanks for letting us know you were on your way.
"And thanks for waiting for me. I really appreciate it."
See how natural that feels? Short sentences, honest communication, and a friendly attitude can make almost any situation easier.
We'd love to end with one last question for you. When you're running late, what do you usually say in English? Or what expression from today's episode are you excited to use first? Try saying it out loud after this episode, because the more you practice, the more natural it will feel. Thanks for spending this time with us, and we'll see you in the next conversation.